Hello, everybody. I'm back. Sorry for the week sabbatical. I had to go on a spiritual journey to really find myself now that football's over. I didn't know how to handle the situation. Actually, it's almost been a month since football's been over. And I just really felt lost, not knowing what to talk about, not really grasping the. I just needed time off to really figure out who I was. Now that I took that time and football season's pretty much back. The off season of football is just as important, if not more important, than the regular season of football as we look at to the NFL Combine and the NFL Draft. We have free agency coming up, and that's I don't know. I'm curious to see what teams attack. Pittsburgh's not looking for a quarterback, even though they've been rumored for a quarterback for countless weeks throughout the year. Denver's probably getting rid of Russell Wilson, as he did just remove everything off that related to the Denver Broncos from his Twitter. And I'm just curious to see what the Patriots, with the Bears, where Justin Fields goes. I'm a betting man, so I'm betting the Atlanta Falcons. But there's plenty to talk about here in the NFL offseason and betting plenty of speculation. I love sports. Of course, I watch everything. So I do keep up with other sports such as baseball and basketball. And the Nuggets are hot, which is my basketball team. Undefeated since the All Star break. Just beat the Lakers on a great victory in LA, even though LeBron James did just get 40,000 points career total. Caitlin Clark, the Iowa NCAA women's basketball player, just became the most scoring women's college basketball player. Not even, sorry, most scoring college basketball player of all time, passing Pete Maravich for that accolade. Iowa won, beat the Ohio State women's basketball team, and that was a good game. We can get into college basketball, which is finally gathering my attention as we get to March Madness. I love March Madness. I cannot wait for it to start, especially even just the tournament for each conference to see who's the winner, the automatic bids, and then just a selection show to see who even makes the dance. Great. Going to be a ton of upsets this year in March Madness. I'm feeling another St. Peter's is just around the corner, and I am excited to see what it brings, especially this year. There's been no real dominant team. There's been Houston, Purdue, but they all had one really bad loss that just doesn't seem as dominant as teams of the past used to be, like Duke, North Carolina, or even Villanova from time to time. But what I want to get into was NFL Combine was just this past weekend. There was a ton of news coming out, like the Patriots are either looking for a quarterback, or if they don't have the quarterback that they want, they will trade down. And I'm curious to see what team trades up. There was a lot of buzz from J.J. McCarthy and how he handled the press and the questions, and I hope that he goes to any team that's not the Denver Broncos. If the Denver Broncos can't get any of the top three quarterbacks this year, maybe try and see if you can get Bo Nix in the second round, but definitely try and beef up the team around them before we do get a quarterback. So when we do get a quarterback, it could be like Dak Prescott when he joined the Dallas Cowboys, and it was just smooth sailing from there, and they're able to build a continuously winning team around him. Now, I want to say congratulations to Jamison Worthy, who did break the Combine 40-yard dash record with a 4.21, faster than John Ross's 4.22 years back. I'm curious to see what he becomes in the NFL because fast guys, especially the ones that do great in the 40-yard dash, don't really have the greatest NFL careers. A lot of them are bust. Hayward Bay, John Ross, Dre Archer. So I'm curious to see what he does. He was great in college for Texas. He was an explosive playmaker that Quentin Ewers could really rely on when he needed to make the big throws. And he pretty much beat Alabama. So I'm curious to see where that goes. There was a really quick lineman from, I want to say, Iowa or Northern Illinois. And not many of the top picks really performed. I mean, Brock Bowers, a top tight end of the draft, didn't do any drills, anything like that. He just came, talked to the press, took his medicals, and left. Marvin Harrison was there, but didn't do anything, didn't take medicals, didn't do any routes, didn't catch any balls, didn't answer any questions. He was just kind of there. Hey, I'm Marvin Harrison Jr. You saw my tape from college. I'm not gonna be the number one drafted player that's a non-quarterback. I don't really need to do anything. Anything he does will just hurt him. And instead, he's going to work on football, which I understand. A lot of people that have done that have succeeded in the NFL. Jamar Chase, the lineman for the Chargers, And then there was, Caleb Williams. He came in, talked to the press, didn't throw, didn't do the 40, didn't do medicals, all that, because he is the number one overall. What's the point of doing any of that? He's just going to send the medicals to the people that he wants to, top teams in the draft. Because if you send medicals out to other people, who never knows? Why are you giving opponents your medicals or things that they can use against you? So I'm very curious to see what teams take from this combine. Some coaches didn't even go. They just watched the coverage on NFL Network, and it's been very different this year. A lot of the top players did not show up, did not perform, but they just answered questions, took medicals. Some didn't take medicals, some didn't even do anything, and went up on their merry way. So Caleb Williams did stay after the NFL Combine, though, for quarterbacks, and thanked everybody. I like Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be a great quarterback, potentially be a great quarterback in the NFL. Let me know your thoughts on any of the way that people handled this combine this year. It was a little bit different than years of past. Let me know what you think of Caleb Williams. Let me know what you think of J.J. McCarthy. Kind of scripted to me. Don't really like his personality. Let me know how you think Marvin Harrison Jr. handled the pro day and the NFL draft by not doing anything, not having an NFL combine, not having a pro day, just focusing on football, focusing on his craft, focusing on getting better at football, and just waiting for the day he gets drafted. I mean, I think it's a really unique idea. I'm curious to see how it plans out. Again, also, just tell me how your weekend was. Tell me what you thought of the NBA All-Star Break weekend. I didn't care for it. I didn't watch it. I didn't even watch the game. I mean, I heard not many people put up an effort. Heard not many people cared. Anthony Edwards said he didn't care. And let me guys know what you think is going to happen in the second half of the NBA. What the finals matchup might be. The Celtics look great. The Nuggets look great. I think it's just going to lead up to those two. I'm very curious. My name's Nicholas Ligero. Thank you for tuning in. If you have anything that you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe, please. Anything helps. Let's get this channel booming. Let's get me famous because I love speaking my opinion. Thank you and have a good night.